Alright, I'm going to introduce you to the supplements that I'm using while I'm running through this program. I basically use the same supplements throughout the year regardless of the goal. Take a, plus I take one or here, they're goal dependent. But otherwise there are some that I keep in there all throughout the year. So let's have a look at them. So first of all, and I think this is an absolute essential, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is fat soluble, meaning you need to have fats with it for the body to be able to take it, absorb it. So I take it with my breakfast, which is high fat, my highest fat meal of the day. Next essential, fish oil. So again, I take this, you want to take your fish oil away from your training. So not before your training, because it's an anti-inflammatory. When you go on a train, you're creating inflammation. So you're defeating the purpose of training if you take it before your training. So take it away from your training. So those two are the absolute staples I take all year round, all the time. Third is absolute staple as well. So I take that back, not those two, but there's more. So glutamine, number one, support your immune system. And I would argue that the main reason it does that is through improving your gut health. So basically improving the lining of your gut. You want to take this on an empty stomach. So I have this, as I showed you already, in the morning on an empty stomach with apple cider vinegar and fresh lemon or lime in water. I'd also take it post-workout to help with recovery and support the immune system, because glutamine gets depleted when you're training, properly at least. You can take it at night as well, before bed. I just choose not to because I'm not the richest man on earth. Dosages, while it says 5 grams, you can always take more or less. Like I told you earlier, on off days I do take a lot more, or if I'm feeling sick like I am right now with a cold, I do take more in the morning and post-workout. Again, I don't take it before my workout or during my workout, because I'm not looking to recover. You go into your training, you're looking to get catabolic, not anabolic. You want to be anabolic after the workout. So I leave it for post-workout. Oh wait, let me just show you something though. So to actually show you that I actually use this stuff, I don't know if you can see that, hopefully you can. Sorry. I do have more tubs, but you can see I actually can use this stuff. And when it comes to buying glutamine, it's not just any glutamine. Kaged Muscle glutamine is the shit, okay? It's the Kaged Muscle glutamine is the shit. It's fermented glutamine. It's not you see glutamine from other places and you don't know where they are. If it's not fermented, it probably comes from China, which is things from like duck feather, human hair, nails. It's disgusting. I don't want that shit in my body. You're training and supplementing to improve your health in your body. Respect that and support that. Don't take garbage mean. Take glutamine. So if you're looking for one, I say Kaged Muscle glutamine. That's your go-to. Vitamin C. I'm sick right now, so I'm taking a lot more, so I'm running really low at the moment. Again, I actually do take this stuff. So I take this post-workout because you want to be recovering, or you can take it in the morning, away from your training. So again, anywhere away from your training, basically. You don't want to take it right before your training because it kind of defeats the purpose. Right now, and I take this all around, and people consider it a fat loss supplement. I take it all around every single day of the year. It doesn't matter. It's L-carnitine. Again, I use the patented L-carnitine from Kaged Muscle, not other L-carnitines you see from other brands. I'm not bashing on any other brands. I'm not going to name them because I don't know every single one out there, but a lot of them, they just cannot compare. This is your kind of pure carnitine, so it's not all carnitine is created equal. This one is my go-to. I take at the moment 1.5 grams in the morning with omega-3s with my fish oil, because carnitine is you can improve the uptake of carnitine either by supplying a lot of carbs, so think post-workout meal, which is why you can take it post-workout and it helps with recovery as well, whether that's your post-workout shake, provided it has carbs, or your post-workout meal that has high carbs. The other time that you can improve its uptake is with omega-3s, which is why I take it first thing in the morning. If you're eating red meat as well, that has naturally occurring omega-3. I'm talking about like your red meat, so your beef, for example. I'm talking about red meats with that are grass-fed, not those trash hormone ones. It'll have naturally occurring carnitine as well. So in the morning I have 1.5 grams, and then before my workout I have another 1.5 grams again, just to help facilitate fat loss. So carnitine helps pull the fat cells out of the mitochondria, so carnitine helps pull the fat out of the cell and into the mitochondria, where it can be used as fuel during your workouts or during your day. So basically, in any case, it's just used as your fuel, so you burn up fat for fuel. And that's why I take it all the time, so I want to just stay a little bit leaner. Alright, next we got BCAAs, again, BCAAs, whatever you want to call them. So branched chain amino acids, again, Kaged Muscle is my go-to. They're fermented. I think I'll stop taking this going forward. I'm not saying they're bad, it's just that the research shows that essential amino acids are superior to BCAAs or BCAAs. So you got leucine in here. You only have the 3 amino acids in here. Leucine does kickstart protein synthesis, but it's suggested now that it's all the other amino acids that actually maintain protein synthesis. So for sure you can take it to kickstart protein synthesis, but you want the essential amino acids as well to sustain the protein synthesis. That's why I think I'll opt out for it for the meantime. I'm going to show you I'm using it. I'm running low on this time, but I actually use it, so I'm not just telling you. Again, Kaged Muscle, because it's fermented. Other amino acids from where you don't know where they're sourced from, they're not fermented. It could be from like China. Again, it's like human hair, duck feathers. It's disgusting shit. Nobody wants that in their body. At least I don't. And that's BCAAs. Take it. You can take it any time of the day, really. I just wouldn't take it pre-training. At least not 3 grams of leucine, because I don't want to trigger protein synthesis beforehand. And I'll get onto that in just a little second. Alright, so continuing that, Kaged is my go-to intra-workout for morning workouts. Not in the afternoon because it's too close to my bedtime and I actually want to be able to sleep. Caffeine just keeps me up. I get really awake. I'm really alert when I take caffeine. So again, Kaged Muscle because it's fermented. So you've got here you've got your amino acids, your BCAAs. You've got things like caffeine to keep you going, but it's pure caffeine, so it's organic caffeine, not synthetic crap. The other thing with Kaged Muscle is Kaged Muscle uses as little sucralose as possible. I don't want freaking bags and bags of some products out there. That's disgusting. And it's gonna wreck your health, your gut health in particular. So I use this 1 scoop during my workouts, and mixed in with my carbs, my intra-workout carbs. It's got taurine as well as tyrosine, both of which will enhance your mental focus and keep you focused throughout the workout too. If you're training really hard, your focus does tend to wane and things you can get distracted by things. So I really like it for that, but also because it's got the pump ingredients in there. So you got citrulline, you got beta-alanine, and you've got coconut water powder as well. So you maintain that pump, and the beta-alanine can help you get more reps out as well. Again, it is patented beta-alanine, not cheap one. So it's carnosine, it's the patented version of beta-alanine, which is the one that's actually used in research. I want to just add as well that with Kaged Muscle, they're actually registered with the FDA. What you notice with a lot of supplements is they use a nutrition facts label, and their labeling is, if you use it, it's not a food, it's a supplement. So why does it get a nutrition facts label? Nutrition facts, if it has a nutrition facts label, it doesn't go through the same strict testing as one with a supplement facts, because you don't go to the shop and ask, how much flour and sugar is in this donut, because nobody gives a shit. On the other hand, in a supplement, if you list as an active ingredient, it must be tested and proven to be in there. So what's listed, you know that what's listed on the tub is actually in the tub. And Kaged Muscle always go 100% transparency. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm all about transparency, and I want to be 100% of the time. So, yeah, first of all, let you have a look that I'm actually using it. So there you go. And if you can see that label there. So it's got a supplement facts, right? If they're registered with the FDA, you should be labeling supplement facts right across the top in bold. It should stretch from one side of the label to the other. That's how it's supposed to be done. Check the regulations. And see how every single ingredient is listed? Every single ingredient. Right? That's what you want. Transparency. I also use it as my pre-workout because there's a little bit of caffeine and I like that. Just to get, especially, I'm not a big fan of caffeine, but it's pure caffeine, it's organic. It feels a lot better than the synthetic one. If you've ever tried synthetic versus organic one, you'll see the difference. This is a lot better. It's a lot more. It doesn't cause you to go like into a real big high and then come spiking down and you just crash. You don't get that with organic caffeine, so it's a lot better. Anybody who knows me also knows that I'm pretty, I'm an anxious person. I always need to be doing something. I get anxious if I'm not able to do what I want to do, or I'm sitting around waiting for things. I get really impatient and anxious. So I don't get it with this. No jitters. I feel great. And given that it's all Kaged Muscle supplements have micro pure quality, you can't really get beaten there. I know that there's a pre-workout for Kaged Muscle. I simply don't use it because there's a lot of leucine in there. Again, as I was mentioning before, I don't want to trigger protein synthesis before I train. I'm going into the gym to get catabolic. After that, I'll focus on recovery and leucine and all that kind of crap is cool. But before my workout, I don't want to. So training goal dependent. If I'm going to be training for strength, I'd take it because it wouldn't matter too much to me anymore. But when my goal is hypertrophy or metabolic training, it's not suited for me. So it's not suited for you because of the leucine content, right? It's the cortisol and all those sort of things which the cascade that create the change in your hormones, which provides the metabolic effects, benefits out of metabolic training and hypertrophy. So that's why I take in Kaged for pre-workout and my intra-workout too. Wherever I can, I avoid taking it as a pre-workout though, simply because I'm not a big fan of caffeine, and it's pretty expensive, and I'm kind of broke ass at the moment. I don't really know. Maybe Chris has a reason for having the 3 grams of leucine in there, for whatever reason. But for me, from a hypertrophy standpoint, I don't see the reasoning. I don't know the reasoning. I'd like to know if you see this, Chris. Let me know. I'd love to hear and know more. Just genuinely want to learn more. But that's in Kaged there. I'm just going to quickly jump back a little bit there with the BCAAs. When I take it in the afternoon, when I went to buy Hydrocharge, it wasn't in. And again, it's got the antioxidant, and I don't want that during my workout. So I use BCAA Express here from Cytec Nutrition. Again, their labeling is a lot better, so check is pretty alright. I don't really like the artificial flavouring though. But I don't use a full size. I simply mix this with the BCAAs from Kaged Muscle to cover the bitterness. I just use enough so that it doesn't taste so bitter. Again, I'll show you. Actually use this stuff. Right. So I just used a little bit in there just for flavouring purposes. It was relatively cheap, so I just buy it for flavouring. I mean, it's better than using nothing. I don't like the taste of BCAAs with just carbs. Creatine here. Hydrochloride creatine. This is the patented version of HCl creatine. So not just any creatine. You don't ever want to do that, man. This is the patented stuff that Kaged Muscle have. It's the shit. It comes in powder form and a pill form. The powder form was out of stock when I went to buy it, so I got the pills. Pop the lid off to show you guys. I'm using this stuff. I'm using pre-workout. I just use 1 capsule. because I'm a small guy, which is 700 milligrams here. I'm small. I don't need a whole lot. Doesn't matter if it's morning or afternoon workout. I take a post workout in the afternoon because I'm not taking any. I also like to take it pre-workout if I'm not taking in cage. Just for the creatine, help me get supplement with ATP. You don't need to cycle this. It's HCl creatine. You don't need to cycle it like. I don't even think you need it with monohydrate. I mean, there's a lot of arguments for it. Loading, don't load, or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. I just use HCl, so you do what you have to do. Definitely love it. There's no bloating. You do hold a little bit more water with monohydrate, not with HCl creatine though. And Kaged Muscle is your go-to. Trust me on that one. You want the patented version, not some cheap knockoff, borrowed science stuff. You don't want that. I use maltodextrin as my intra and post-workout carb powder. I use it because I don't want to eat a lot of carbs. Like, I simply don't have the appetite to sit down at my post-workout meal and eat a shit ton of carbs. I just can't do it. I'd rather have it as a shake. I do find that it helps me a lot during my workouts too, as an intra fuel source. I know Chris doesn't agree with that. I do it. It feels right to me. So I have about 25 grams max for intra workout. I won't have it, and I'll put it into my shake a little bit later into the workout. So I'll start off without it and then add it in. So I'll start off without it and then I'll add it in about halfway into my workout to maintain energy levels and support. It obviously gives you a better pump too. So yeah, I just buy maltodextrin because it's cheap. Dextrose doesn't sit too well with me, which is why I don't use it, but dextrose is fine too. If you can be high end, highly branched cluster dextrin is good. It's expensive as hell, and then there's Vitargo as well. That's expensive as hell as well, and that's why I don't use it. I mean, if you guys are watching this and want to come sponsor me, that'd be freaking great. But yeah, I do believe in carbs, intra and post workout shakes. It feels great. It helps with my recovery. Same with the creatine. If I don't have them, I do notice a dip, especially if I'm training later in the day again. I notice that my recovery isn't as good. So that's why I use maltodextrin. Now, if I use carbs, if you feel like you can get it from real food, more power to you. There's nothing wrong with it. It's simply a matter of choice. I buy in bulk to save them as well. Alright, this is an awesome supplement. I highly recommend it, whether you are bulking or cutting, it doesn't matter. It's a glucose nutrient disposer. So it mimics the way insulin works, turns off certain pathways, and I won't go into the science for you here, but it maximizes the way insulin works in your body. Insulin is arguably the most anabolic hormone in your entire body, not even more so than testosterone, because it's a nutrient deliverer at the end of the day. So if you want your carbs and stuff to be going to your muscles and stuff, so by improving the way your body uses insulin with these, you can you shuttle your carbs and nutrients into your muscles as opposed to letting them go to your fat stores, and that's by switching on and off certain pathways, which is great. So I take this all the time. You just have it before your high carb meals. I have 2 high carb meals a day, so I'll just take 3 pills before each high carb meal. Not so much my shakes because I'm training anyway, and my body uptakes those carbs fine. So that's what I use here. There's a lot of other ones out there, but I haven't seen one dosed as well as Blackstone Labs version, and that's why I prefer their version there. So one of the things people usually say is, high carbs are bad for you during if you're trying to lose fat, you got to drop your carbs, whatever the fuck. The thing is this, understand this, carbs are not necessarily your enemy. What you have to understand is it's how your body uses carbs. People always, you always hear it, it's very common. My body doesn't tolerate carbs well. It's not necessarily true all the time. In some cases, yes. But in some cases, it's just that they are, one, not training hard enough, so their body has no reason to utilize carbs, that much carbs, and it gets stored in their liver. And two, the settings in their body aren't optimized to be using carbs. So it's how you use carbs, not, oh, my body can't. Before you decide that carbs aren't for you, actually look at it in your own body, assess yourself, and see if you actually have the things in place for your body to use carbs effectively. And then get some glycolog. I really, really highly recommend it. I don't know, like, I want to stay lean, I want to make sure my carbs are going to the right places. I'm not sure I want to look fat at any time of the year for whatever reason. I'm not in the, I'm in the bodybuilding and aesthetic look. I'm in the, fucking good looking league. I'm in the good looking industry, not in the getting fat industry. Alright, one more. Here we go. My protein at the moment, this is a smaller tub because I'm a broke ass bitch at the moment. So I use whey isolate protein. I use from Dimetize purely because it is a whey isolate and it's hydrolyzed, so it's really good. I use it from Dimetize because it's a hydrolyzed whey protein, which is faster than even whey isolated protein, or WPI for you guys who call it that. It's maybe my second at the moment. They do have a natural one at the moment, and obviously I can't afford it. That would be my next step up. Ideally, in an ideal world, I would use Kaged Muscle's Recaged. That is the best protein I have seen in the market. 100% transparency. It's got your creatine in there, your Vita Power as well in there. So your betaine, that's the betaine, that's the patent. Beta Power is the patented name of it. Is the patent of it. So that would be my go-to, except that the serves, it's too expensive for me at the moment. I just simply can't afford it. I mean, I use, because I don't have a very big appetite, I like to use a protein powder, and I usually take almost 2 scoops. So it depends on where I am with my training and the goals and how much calories of protein I need, etc. I try to get the majority of my protein from real food because nothing beats it in terms of real food. So if you can get it from real food, good for you. Because protein powders tend to have things like sucralose and artificial shit, which you don't want. Which is another reason why Kaged Muscle is the shit. I just don't have the money at the moment to get it, so it's out for now. While I don't have Recaged, I do use casein from Kaged Muscle. Again, because there's heaps of different micellar caseins out there, but a true breakthrough micellar casein is right here. And Kaged Muscle have really delivered on this one here. It's unlike any other one out there that's micellar casein, which still has a shit ton of lactose and everything in it. It's got a little bit of lactose still because, well, it's casein, but it's a lot better than others. I've had problems with other caseins with my gut. They never sat with me. They caused me bloating and issues. All the junk they put in there is disgusting. And the manufacturing process that Kaged Muscle have taken is next level. It's very innovative and it's like it's a one of a kind. So it's my favorite casein at the moment, and I personally think it tastes good. I haven't tried vanilla. I like chocolate though. Chocolate by default for me, everything. Just to be on the safe side. But yeah, so casein is awesome. I take it at night and I take it during the day when I'm gone a long time without any food, where I'm going to have like 3 hours or whatever, 2 hours to the next meal. I just need some protein. I don't want to use too much whey all the time. So that's my go-to. Casein. Show you using this stuff too. So there you go, going through this tub nice and quick. Again, 100% transparency and labelled correctly according to FDA regulations, micropure quality. So that's my go-to for casein. Is it necessary? No, I would say it's more of I think you would take on the side more as a luxury kind of thing. I take it because it's cheaper than buying meat at the moment for me, to be honest. That's how expensive life is here. One more, and I don't have it with me, is digestive enzymes, super enzymes from Now Food. That's the one I use. It mind blows me that people don't have a digestive enzyme product. That's fucking crazy to me. Like, you're eating, they buy a pre-workout. People choose a pre-workout over digestive enzymes. The stats, if you go to stores, I can't remember which store it was, they had a chart which showed what their most purchased product was. And it wasn't a digestive enzyme or something like that, or omega-3s even. It was bloody pre-workouts by a huge margin. Listen, if your body can't digest and assimilate the food you're eating, it's pretty pointless, whatever else you're doing. Feeling jacked up in the gym is great, but it's not going to bring the results if the food you're eating is not being absorbed and assimilated. So, I don't understand. Like, use the digestive enzyme. I think everybody should be having that, and I take mine with every single meal. It's common sense, isn't it? If you're trying to grow muscle, it's about what you eat as well as what you train, and not how jacked up you feel. You're either jacked or you're not jacked. If you need motivation, go look in the fucking mirror. And if you're not motivated by looking in the mirror, go pick up fucking yoga. I don't know, go pick up judo or some shit. Anyway, I don't have that on me to show you, but that's the digestive enzyme I use. Just take one, depending on how big your meal is, you may even need to take 2 pills, but I highly doubt you need to. And you can do a lot of other things to improve your digestion besides that. So it's something you would take to supplement your digestion. That's why it's a supplement. Work on other factors that affect your digestion first, like brain chemistry and the way you eat, the environment you eat in as well. So optimize all that, then add in your digestive enzymes. You gotta be crazy to not take digestive enzymes if you're trying to improve your body composition. One more supplement I would take, and it's out at the moment, which I'm pissed about, but whatever. You know, poor man life. Is a greens powder. Greens powder in the morning to alkalize, post-workout, and any other time of the day away from your training, if your training is hypertrophy or metabolic. Remember that there are sometimes you may take it before, but it's a rare case. It's situational. And that's a wrap for the supplements.